Henry Cejudo is a little guy, but treats his opponent like a delivery courier treating your fragile package. Thanks to his Olympic-level wrestling, he has been breaking all stereotypes by brutalizing fellow fighters since 2013. Mercilessly knocking the opposition out to oblivion.
Henry Cejudo just has that Olympic gold medal winner
and now
mindset.
Bantamweight Champion of the world, I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
We will take a deep dive into Henry Cejudo's career and discuss how this shorty wrestler punched his way into the title to become a Triple C, Olympic gold medalist in freestyle wrestling, UFC Flyweight Champion, and Bantamweight Champion. Henry Cejudo, the second youngest of 7 siblings born to Mexican immigrants in Los Angeles, California, faced a tumultuous childhood due to a violent father mired in substance abuse. The family constantly moved within Los Angeles to escape this turbulent environment. It's hard to believe, but Cejudo never had a bed to call his own. Motivated by his elder brother Angel Cejudo's remarkable achievements, Henry was driven to construct his own towering legacy within the realm of wrestling. Life started to change when USA Wrestling provided Cejudo with a bed during his residency at the U.S. Olympic Training Center. This marked a turning point, allowing him to pursue his passion for boxing and win the Copper Gloves tournament in 2010. After ragdolling 29 opponents in senior freestyle wrestling, the messenger was on the right path to reaching his wrestling peak when he secured the U.S. Olympic team spot for the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. Cejudo had impressive wins, overcoming early deficits against Velikov and displaying resilience to triumph against Sevdomov as well. Finally, in the championship round, he faced off against Tomohiro Matsunaga, a formidable Japanese athlete who had recently secured an Asian title. Cejudo showcased his prowess, claiming the first period with a major move, and comfortably winning the second period with a score of 3-0. At just 21 years old, this victory made Cejudo the youngest American to ever snag Olympic gold in wrestling. The UFC matchmakers couldn't ignore such talent and welcomed the Olympic gold medalist to the big league. Cejudo symbolically retired from the sport by placing his shoes at the center of the mat, which opened his door to pursue an MMA career. On December 13th, 2014, Henry Cejudo was scheduled to make his UFC debut against Dustin Kimura, an elite competitor who lives up to his surname by finishing every previous opponent before the final bell.
Oh, there's the tap.
Rear naked.
Trying to lock it in.
That's it.
It's all over.
Early in the first round, the American showed that his striking was as deadly as an M16 rifle, when he delivered a powerful right straight to Dustin's chin that dropped him to the canvas. Then he proceeded with unloading bombs to his head, but was not ready to play Russian roulette with the submission wizard, so he challenged him back to the feet. Cejudo fell in love with boxing and kept battering Kimura's head with shots, turning his face into a Halloween mask. A statement was made. Henry Cejudo is not just a wrestling machine, but a solid striker as well, who can dismantle opposition on the feet. Next on his kill list was Chris Carriazo, a BJJ black belt and a former title challenger. From the opening moments, the messenger showed the beauty of Olympic-level wrestling by taking the opponent down repeatedly on his own terms.
Looking for the takedown.
And there it is.
Carriazo had no option but to accept the battle on the enemy's territory, where he was mauled by the experienced wrestler who showed no remorse.
The only high school wrestler to win the U.S. Open national title went straight.
After 3 rounds of one-sided beatdown,
He can. This is just Cejudo doing whatever he wants to do.
the judges had no headache to decide who the victor was. In a period of less than 3 months, Henry found himself in action again, this time against Chico Camus, who was coming out of a notable victory against Brad Pickett.
Good entry there by Pickett.
Oh, excellent defense and then transition.
The Olympian utilized his wrestling and attached himself to Chico like a leech, controlling him in the clinch.
Duke Rufus said of Camus, great.
They decided to lock horns on the feet more often, where Henry was getting the better of his opponent.
Against the cage and make Camus defend, and like there in those.
It quickly became apparent that Camus was less creative than a broken pencil, and was ultimately defeated by the Olympic champion.
The messenger, Cejudo.
Cejudo had one more left in his gas tank for 2015 and was matched against Josier Formiga, a UFC veteran and former Shooto South American champion. After 4 competitive minutes of the first round,
Take them down at will if he wants to, but he lands good effective strikes.
Henry stole the round by executing a perfectly timed takedown in the closing seconds.
Yeah, Formiga's landed some nice counter strikes, but here's Cejudo using that takedown to win
The competitors were gun-shy in exchanging strikes,
You know, when you watch some wrestling tape on Cejudo, you try and take him down.
refusing to do something reckless and delivering a big shot. They played the chess game at close range, where the messenger proved to be Gary Kasparov,
Continuing to soften Formiga up with those knees to the body. Right.
edging the opposition on the judges' scores via a split decision victory. After bulldozing through his first 4 opponents and being 10-0 as a pro, the Olympic champion rightfully earned his spot for the UFC title shot. However, becoming a UFC champion was a high mountain to climb, and on top of that mountain was the flyweight GOAT, Demetrious Johnson. Demetrious Johnson was running through opposition like a tank over a car, cementing his status as one of the greatest UFC champions of all time.
Johnson's probably right now the best ever. The best ever, yeah, I agree.
Henry Cejudo entered that bout aggressively,
Best shape he has ever been in.
constantly being in Johnson's face by pressuring him against the cage to prevent him from utilizing his deadly striking. Early in the first, Henry showed that he is a gold medalist for a reason by taking Demetrious down without much resistance.
Early takedown against DJ.
The Mighty Mouse escaped from the war zone, and they locked in a clinch position.
Duck under by Mighty Mouse, nice knee to the body.
Cejudo forgot that, unlike wrestling and MMA, knees are used as a significant weapon and learned how fragile the human torso really is.
He stunned him with that knee. Another one in the body, in the head.
The champ sealed the deal with another deadly knee that dropped Cejudo to the canvas,
Muay Thai trying to finish it. And it's over.
forcing Big John McCarthy to step in and save him from applying for a liver transplant. Henry Cejudo tasted defeat for the first time and was determined to take it as a learning experience to improve himself. At the end of the year, the Olympian was back to action against Joseph Benavidez, who also had a history of cooking the opponent's livers and Hannibal Lecter style. Early in the fight, the messenger delivered 2 blows to the demilitarized zone,
One strike there.
which led to a point deduction.
See, he's
He is going to take a point.
Low blow.
The Olympian tried to utilize his wrestling occasionally,
Out of that offering from Cejudo.
an excellent trip there.
but Joseph's takedown defense proved to be an impenetrable fortress. After a competitive stand-up war with neither of them willing to compromise,
Benavidez and the combinations
the
really.
fight reached the final horn, leaving it to the hands of the judges. Despite Cejudo being the slightly better fighter overall, the point deduction ruined his plans to raise his hands victorious, losing the bout via close split decision. Once an undefeated prospect who ran through opposition efficiently, he was now on a 2-fight losing streak. Nevertheless, the Olympian was ready to put those losses behind and show the world what he was really made of. On September 9th, 2017, Cejudo was matched against Wilson Reis, a high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and MMA veteran with over 30 bouts on his resume. After delivering a vicious knee,
Trying to close the distance. Nice knee. And he goes to his
the messenger dragged the opposition to the ground.
Now he's going to take the cradle to get
He
the
pounded his head like a drummer. The BJJ champion tried to take Henry down, but realized that scoring a takedown against an Olympian wrestler is not a walk in the
Wilson
park.
here attempting.
Cejudo told him how it's done and ended the round strong by taking the fight to the canvas in the closing seconds of the round.
Every time you call somebody on something, they do that.
As the second round started, Cejudo unloaded his nuclear right straight. that shook Wilson's brain momentarily. After delivering powerful missiles to the head, the referee had no choice but to jump in for the rescue. And just like that, Henry Cejudo was back in the game, redeeming himself by brutally knocking his opponent out. The Olympian was hungry for more as he returned to action in less than 3 months to face Sergio Pettis, who had a solid record of 14-2. It was evident from the first round that Cejudo was willing to spend less time striking than roosters flying and took the fight down to his own domain.
Henry Cejudo takes him down and immediately.
He kept taking the opposition to the canvas, and Pettis had no answer for Henry's takedown.
Let him out. We take his back again.
Cejudo was a pit bull on the floor, tearing the prey apart with punishing blows.
Right hand from Cejudo.
Big shots from Cejudo.
After 3 rounds of a one-sided pounding,
Just over 7 minutes.
Oh, look at this.
Henry Cejudo had his hands raised, victorious again. After 2 flawless performances, the Olympian was granted another shot at the title in a rematch against the division's GOAT, Demetrius Johnson.
Can he get it? He's it's all over.
Unbelievable. Borg refusing.
They started the bout cautiously, refusing to get into a heated exchange that could lead to one of them kissing the floor early.
But just from a weird movement.
After a very close fight,
Felt like he was too light in the midst.
it seemed the champ did slightly enough to steal the round.
Demetrius
The second round was not much different, but this time, the Olympian scored a perfectly timed takedown.
As a mixed martial arts striker.
inside out trip, that was nice.
In the third, Johnson's experience played a significant role as he got the better of Henry in the striking exchanges.
Oh, nice crack with the left hand.
The challenger started gaining momentum in the fourth as he took the fight to the canvas again.
Oh, nice right hand there.
Although the champ's guard is as dangerous as a snake pit,
DJ.
Cejudo proved to be quite the mongoose by controlling the battle in his round.
Position there. He hit the shot.
The fifth round was close, but it appeared that Henry had a bit more in his pocket to steal that round from the opposition. In the end, the outcome of this competitive clash was decided by the judges, and the messenger did the unthinkable. The UFC Flyweight division had a new sheriff in town, and his name was Henry Cejudo. After winning the belt, a rumor started circling that the UFC wanted to shut the UFC Flyweight division down due to the lack of interest in the lower weight class. Their strategy was to make the undefeated Bantamweight Champion TJ Dillashaw cut the weight, fight and beat Cejudo, and with that, shut the small guys division forever. While TJ was the conqueror, Henry was the protector of the Flyweight Kingdom, and he had no intention of losing and having his fellow flyweights lose their jobs. Cejudo didn't waste time with appetizers and went straight to the main course by rocking TJ early in the round. And sealed the deal with multiple bombs to the head. The division was saved, but now Henry Cejudo set his goal to expand his realm by moving up to bantamweight and fighting for the second UFC belt. On June 8, 2019, he was scheduled to face Marlon Moraes, a slugger with a fair share of vicious knockouts on his record.
To the center they go.
Moraes wasted no time and started delivering rockets.
He's a big, strong guy.
The champ withstood the attack and stayed composed,
Calm and relaxed in there.
It's confident, right?
allowing the opponent to unload his artillery. That was a brilliant strategy since Moraes started to tire as the fight continued. Cejudo capitalized on that and brought the Brazilian to the deep waters without diving equipment.
He's looking at the clock already, Joe.
After securing a dominant position, Henry bounced Marlon's head like a pinball machine,
Big hammer fist from Cejudo.
forcing the referee to wave the fight off and save the Brazilian to fight another day. And just like that, Henry Cejudo turned into the Triple C, Olympic gold medalist, UFC Flyweight, and UFC Bantamweight Champion. In his first bantamweight title defense, the messenger was matched to square off against Dominick Cruz, arguably the greatest bantamweight champion ever. A legend of the game with notable victories over UFC royals, Dominick Cruz was on a mission to become a 3-time UFC bantamweight champion. Henry quickly introduced Dominick to his crafty wrestling, but the Dominator promptly returned to his feet. However, in the closing seconds of the second round, Dominick's head was intercepted by a vicious knee that knocked him down instantly. Like a ferocious predator, Cejudo jumped on the prey and ripped him apart with deadly blows to the head, which forced the referee to wave the fight off.
In defense number 1. I don't know about that.
In the post-fight interview, Henry Cejudo surprised everyone by announcing his retirement from professional fighting.
Watching back home, I eventually want to start a family. Since I was 11 years old, I sacrificed my whole life to get where I'm at today. I'm not gonna let nobody take that from me. So I'm retiring tonight, Joe. I'm 33 years old. I'm happy with my career. Again, Uncle Dane, I want to say thank you for everything. You're the man. Everybody here, Heidi, everybody, thank you so much, man. I'm Triple C's out. You guys don't have to hear my ass no more.
After 3 years of layoff, Triple C decided to make a comeback in the hunt for the gold again. On May 6, 2023, he was locked in the cage against Aljamain Sterling, an elite grappler who you don't want to be attached to your back. In a back-and-forth action full of unpredictable moments, both fighters had their good moments.
As the fight goes longer, great approach by the champion.
However, the 3 years of absence played a crucial role in that fight, and Sterling was just a bit better man that night, edging the former champion to a split decision victory. From a challenging upbringing, he rose above the odds, using his Olympic-level wrestling and fierce determination to conquer the world of mixed martial arts. Cejudo's impressive victories, including becoming the Triple C, Olympic gold medalist, UFC Flyweight and Bantamweight Champion, showcased his exceptional talent and determination to be the best.
My name is Triple C, Olympic champion, Flyweight champion of the world, and now Bantamweight champion of the world. I am the greatest combat actor of all.
Despite announcing retirement, Cejudo's recent return to the octagon signifies a burning desire to reclaim his place at the top, and he will undoubtedly aim to reclaim his belt again. If you like this video, knock that like button out, subscribe to the channel, and keep writing the fight notes together with us.